I am connecting with someone who is reactivating their gifts and their life purpose. It could be up to a year and a half, 4 years, 10 years, 16 years, 18 years, 24 years that your gifts and abilities have been offline. This is devastating because the divine's close today. My passed on loved ones are coming through. I am the hermitologist. I am a clairvoyant, psychic, medium, intuitive reader. I am using tarot and oracle cards. I have goosebumps and chills over all of my body right now. I am going to channel during this reading. I often save my channeling and spoken word for her 7D consciousness. That's my other channel featured at the top of this channel. Head over there, hit subscribe, hit notify, check out the good channeled messages over there. We are using tarot and oracle, so I'm here with you at the Hermitologist channel. We're gonna dive deep. My sacral's spinning around. My heart chakra is winding up. I'm very sensitive. I embrace the clear senses. Hit the like. Tap your energy in if you are staying for this journey. We're going to deep dive. The main message I am getting straight away is the fact that so many people across the collective have been offline. I'm being guided to tell you what has happened to me over the last few weeks and the fact that I've been reactivated. I discovered my clairvoyance in 2016. Check out the timeline for all of the black and white, blue and pink thumbnails. I dive into a story of awakening. Anyone who's just coming into the 7D collective, we opened the portal just a few days back, and we are cracking open over the next few days more and more of the 7D qualities, characteristics and obstacles that have been in your way to get you to where you're at today. But let me explain to you what the hell's happened to me, because they're telling me it's happened to you too. I discovered that I was highly sensitive and a medium and clairvoyant back in around 2016. In childhood, I had these gifts and abilities, but they were shut off. In 2016, when I was around 27, 28, they reactivated full blown. Couldn't deny what I was seeing. Grandparents, passed on loved ones of others coming in all around me. My clairvoyance was activated and there was no turning it off. I embraced it, I studied it, I worked with it, I built a community with it. I was doing word of mouth, offline tarot. I was doing tarot online on one of my older accounts. But life's changed. Things happen. I went through grief, lost 3 family members, went through some turmoil, changed my business direction because I could see the future, officially became a futurist, sat in the corporate lane, built a bad boy, gangster machine, qubit, blockchain, applicable, redefined space and time for me in this lifetime, went hella corporate all the way to the fucking far right to master my shit. But right now, over the last 2 weeks, I've come right back to center points and I've taken all the stuff I've learned from the left, pulled it right up close to where I'm at now, and all my gifts have just reawakened. I haven't spoken to my passed on loved ones in ages. I haven't been on this platform reading tarot. I haven't had such high levels of clairvoyance and channeling since I've just come back. In that moment, I'm overwhelmed and shocked because I'm like, shit, I was really offline. I've really been offline. Since I went to the corporate realm and I was working over there intently doing the tech, I've been offline. Spiritually. I'm also getting called to go back into mediumship and start taking the stage at mediumship churches again. I'm considering whether or not that's something I should do. Every morning, since 2016, up until about 2023, every morning I woke up, I would get visions and dreams and epiphanies and lucid experiences that would come true throughout the day or the week. And I'd write it down in a journal and keep a log. During my ascension, over there to the far right, to the right department with all the tech and the rich ones, that shit turned off too. Not only that, I was under attack and siege, demons and devils are real, people were fucking with me, people were outrightly putting curses on me, people that I know were out here fighting, trying to steal my gifts and abilities, trying to steal my intellectual property, trying to ruin me so they could steal everything I have. So I'm aware of that. Them cunts have been marked. Don't worry. They're going to get theirs. For God is real. Yeah? This is not a demonic channel. We are not dark over here. We are protected by the Lord. But the Lord does see. And the Lord says, move from my child and go back to Lucifer, for you are not welcome here. Many of you have had to go through something like that, where your darkness was shrouded. Sorry, you were shrouded in darkness, and you internalized that darkness as you. You're the problem, you're the issue, blah, blah, blah. Gaslighters, people lying to you, people blaming you, people judging you for how you live your life. You could be a Christian who reads tarot, judgment for that, yeah? I keep getting lobotomist in my head. Someone who does something really unique. You can have a tarot shop, a crystal shop, crystal healer, Reiki, yeah? Whatever you do, it has triggered other people who don't like your light, and they've denounced your light. They've made you feel smaller. Someone else has taken over your shop. Someone else has taken over your company. Someone else has taken over your brand. Someone else has taken over your business. Someone else has taken from you. You have been given a bigger mission in life than most of the people on this planet. Instead of you staying on the left, right, and being one way, one kind of spiritualist, living in the bush, being that shaman, doing one thing in your life, you got called to another direction. Do you think that I was really dying to pull up to fucking cryptocurrency, blockchain, trade, stocks, bonds, commodities, and all the money and evil that surrounds that community and category in life? No, that wasn't for me. But I listen to God and I trust in spirit, and I'm a shaman and I walk in the light, and the light sent me up here to the far right. But I came from the far left, and I was happy sitting on the floor with no money but a piece of mud in my pocket, a crystal, a stone and a tree to hug and kiss, because that's all I really needed. That's all I really cared about, because I was grounded in me. But the truth is, God looked at me and saw that I was truly happy and at one with the earth that he gave me. And he said, well, it's going to have to be you then, isn't it? You nutcase. Get the fuck up and start walking to the far right, where you don't want to be, because we're taking you. We're not going to take one of the motherfuckers that are money hungry, greedy, evil, lack morality, chase money all their life, act nice and light, but they're demonic as fuck. We're not taking them. We're not going to take the ones that are sitting in the classroom, putting their hands up, saying me, 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 because we know they've got a mouthful of fucking answers that we don't need to hear right now. We're going to ask the quiet ones sitting there, twiddling their thumbs in the back, doodling on the desk. What do you know? What's your thoughts on this? Because it'll be nice to hear something alternative for a change. Because the world needs something alternative for a change. Because if we keep having the same thing again and again and again, we're going to get the same thing again and again and again and again. Because all we've got to do is pause, take a look around the world and find out that there are really fucked up things going on this planet. And they've been cycling around and round and around and around and around and around, causal looping through the same bullshit scenarios in life. Generation after generation, ancestor after ancestor, coming back down, living the same formidable reality, with no one trying to break the mould. And that's harsh and mean today, and I didn't know I was going to be channeling in such a fiery vibration, but this is where we're at. So this is the motivation we need, this is the energy that we're in, this is the dynamic that needs to be pushed forward today. And I'm going to go in with a tarot, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this. But someone needs a kick up their arse so they can kick other people up their asses to stay aligned and true. Because you didn't come here to just do that one thing. So today, awaken and realise how long you've been off your path. And you weren't off the path for no reason. You was off the path because you had work to do. You was off the path because you had to heal. You was off the path because you got dragged off by a demon. Yeah? This gives me the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Stay on the path, stay on the path, stay on the path. But the wolf pulls up to the path. tries to sway you off and you say, no, wolf, I'm fine. I'm going to Granny's house, leave me alone. What does the wolf do? When the wolf can't get you off the fucking path because you're too smart and full of wisdom to go into the forest with that evil bastard, the wolf, what do? You stay on the path, you go to Grandma's house, and what does that fucking demon do? Dresses up as Grandma. Firstly, he eats Grandma. Then gets in the bed, acts like Grandma. This is sick. We're talking about husbands and wives, exes, abusers, rapists, and other things that are sick and twisted. Evil motherfuckers that have been in your reality, stealing your life, with you for all the wrong reasons, with you for your money, with you for your family and friends, with you for your clout, with you for attention, with you to steal, manipulating you for sex, forcing you into drugs and drink, taking you down a spiral of the worst kind. Toxic energy. Some of you, this is you going into the C-suite, taking on a leadership role, taking the money and thinking that you are now powerful, and at the end of the day, you lost yourself in this job. Yeah? Breadwinners who feel fantastic that they are bringing home the bacon, but at the end of the day, all you come home is hear a load of motherfuckers oinking around the fucking kitchen table. Oink, 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 oink. Ungrateful swine. Ungrateful swine. I can't. These readings are throwing me for a loop. I don't normally read this way, guys, but I am loving it because I'm just channeling and I haven't even got any of the tarot out, and I'm just seeing someone who makes all the money, comes home, all these ungrateful kids, don't pay their way, don't do nothing, sitting there arguing, fighting over food on the table, fighting over scraps, fighting over leftovers, fighting over a little. It's so lack mindset, so poor mind frame. It's like, you throw a little something on the table and it's a little gift. Oh, I got this for free from work today. Anyone want this? And everyone's now fighting. I want it. I touched it first. It's mine. These are potentially grown adults we're talking about as well. This could be something happening in the C-suite or the leadership team as well. Oh, I got these extra tickets for this game. Or, I got this. Or someone gifted me this basket. I don't want it. One of you can have it. And the staff team can't even say, do you know what, graciously, yeah, you can have that. They're all fighting over the basket, the gift basket. Are you joking? Are you joking? And that is what we're talking about today. That is the message here. It's the wisdom that you have accrued that is so heartbreaking sometimes because it only appears that you've accrued it. So what we're doing today is we're taking a minute to calm that inner demon. Did you hear the rage in me? You're pissed off with everybody else who's acting so lackluster. Not even lackluster. Firstly, yeah, they're living in lackluster vibration, but there's so much lack in the atmosphere, and it's just like, it's hard to be around lack energy to that degree. And it's not rude, it's honest. So we'll sit with that. You're gifted, you're talented, you've mastered your craft, and now you provide for others and give to others, and there's people that are ungrateful for this. I'm sharing a lot this Christmas, I really am. I will share, very simply, just so you're aware of how important this is. And the stories I've given you so far, where do they fit in with your life? Because this is about you. And I'm giving examples to align to what the images I'm getting are, right? I changed my career path and carried on walking over here to the technology lane, not only because it was my research plan towards the end of the research project, which was a 4 or 5 year project realistically, and I broke down the different dimensions and paradigms I had to travel through, and the area of research I put to the very, very end, and I said I'll do that to the last. It's going to give me the most havoc. Technology, government, institution, and finance. I just put them all to the end, and I said, right, we've got all of these other areas to travel through first, all these dimensions. I need to weigh up all of these aspects of reality. I'm coming from really humble tarot. I don't want to dive into the politics, the government, the institution, the technology, and the finance until I really, really have to, because that's where my life changes. That's where shit really hits the fan. And although you know it and you foresee it, you don't feel it, and you're not living in it, so you don't have a fucking clue how it's going to grab you by the fucking throat and nearly destroy your reality. or actually outrightly destroy your reality to the point where you still got to start again. And you don't realise the inferences of everyday life, like bereavement, grief, ups and downs in loving relationships, toxic relationships, family and friends, money, coming and going, ups and downs. Things change. So you're triggered as fuck at one of the most pivotal times in your ascension. I can't believe, and it freaks me out. I'm stumped. For about a year and a half, and I know it was toxic energies around me and someone siphoning off my vibration, but for about a year and a half, I didn't have those visions. As soon as the visions in the morning, I used to. When I started talking publicly about the visions I have in the morning and how amazing they are, suddenly they turn off. There are people out there outwardly working against you. Why we have the yin and yang symbol on this channel and this kind of totem, which I spoke about yesterday in an earlier reading, I believe. One labelled Unlocking the Totem, whenever that is. The timeline is now getting full of different readings I'm putting out. I'm just guided to go over the Christmas season and really start channeling and bringing out content. So bear with me as we have a different period of space and time bouncing up and down with these different channeled messages that I'm going to bring forward that I just feel guided to at random times of the day. This is so removed from scheduled programming. This is now unscheduled programming. Stay tuned. We are ascending in real time, right? Because it is such an intensive situation of, we don't want to admit it as light workers, as starseeds, as empaths, as the highly sensitive. We want to stay numb and stay on the far left and hug trees, but we have to accept there are really dark entities out here, demonic vibrations. When I really started to open up to tarot on the channel in my community, and I started to build a community online for the first time, really, and I was showing my face all the time doing readings, and I started to be aware of who I was connecting with, the toxicity that started to manifest inside of me and the greed and hunger that started to manifest in everybody else around me, because they knew I was telling the truth. They could see their life changing. And we could all, like, the whole community was online at the same time, yeah? It was like UK, London, black culture community, all kind of started to activate at the same time. And a lot of people seemed to be in the hermitologist suite, sitting there, taking intelligence. I felt so gifted and honoured to be able to share with some of these amazing characters that started to pop up in readings, and then their lives started to and their real lives started to show up on the timeline in line with what the reading said, and everything started to manifest as a whole. It felt amazing, and it was a bit of an ego and a power trip for me to be able to read for so many powerful people and so many people who had an influence in the community. But what I didn't start to realise, firstly I was getting drained, firstly I started to look a hot mess, firstly I started to try and impress others that was engaging because I could feel the kind of energy coming through, but then I could start to see what they were doing and the negativity that they were exuding, what they were giving off to the atmosphere, and how they were trying to fight against each other. I started to see social groups that were slightly distant start to compete against each other. The war had risen in the community, and what should have been love and light and healing and respect for me and my word, firstly, they were trying to shit on me and everything I was doing, and if they could tear me down and take all my ideas and run with it, they would. But where are you going when I gave you that? How are you trying to hurt me? You can't bite the hand that feeds you, surely not, you dumbass. But they're trying. And at the same time they're trying to bite the hand that feeds them, they're trying to bite everyone else out here. And then we started to get demonic cross watchers. Oh my God, I know who that person is. Oh, that's connected to that. It started to get seedy and sick. I needed to understand, what am I doing here? Why have I come into this community? Why am I helping this vibration? And not all energy is good energy. Reading and being clairvoyant and being a light source, it can go very wrong, and it can go very dark very easily if you read for the wrong people. And there are a lot of people out there that will just take, eat, and fester and manipulate and try and manifest. I've seen some toxic things on my journey. That was many, many years ago. I've evolved since then. And what's fascinating is people tried to eat me up, destroy me, take from me, because they didn't know who I was and what I was doing in the background and what I was studying. They thought I was that weak, poor, frail empath sitting on the floor with mud, hugging trees, hippy dippy all day in the field. That is me. That is who I am. You're not mistaken. I love fairies. I'm at one with the earth. I'll run around naked all day outdoors. I'm happy as fuck. But my brain is full of intelligence. Way more than yours, more than likely. referring to the community I came from. Hate me all you want. Come for me all you want. I'm ready. I took time off. I took time off because I saw the demon inside of you rising. Had to cut you off before you got too close to my chakras. Now I'm back and I'm ready. And during that window of time, I was off. And the divine say it's protective. Like my great nan from in spirit says, don't worry, it was a protective mechanism. But the truth is, she also says it was an attack. They did try to take you out. You know exactly who done what and who sent you that curse and that demonic spell. And you don't want to believe it. Imagine being someone who never does anything like demonic spells or like, why would I, I'm Fae. Like, I'm part of the Fae. Like, I'm fairy. Like, why would I, move, please take your darkness from me. But I'm so sorry. And I will be this person till the day I die. So try me, anyone. Try me. But if you try and destroy Fae, you will unfortunately activate darkness. No one is coming for a light source no more. It's not okay. God has armored me. My ancestors have armored me. And it was a very disturbing, toxic experience to be light source entirely and see someone that you know cast demon on you, try to destroy you. Imagine someone's seen your acceleration in life and they see you coming up to a really pivotal point in life and they're smiling in your face, but they're trying to change your fate and destiny. There's been so much talk online about destiny swaps. Unfortunately, that's a real thing. A lot of people are out here casting demonic spells, going to voodoo doctors, evil witches, pulling out cauldrons, watching toxic subliminal messages because they want your destiny and they're outrightly trying to swap it. They've got gifts and they're outrightly trying to swap it. I always used to argue about people saying negative stuff about clairvoyance and psychic mediums and saying that mediums are fraudulent and stuff like that. And I hated it because it's disrespectful to me as a clairvoyant who truly sees. Don't try and shit on my community. But I actually have more respect for it than I did before because there are a lot of people out here claiming to be light and they're not. A lot of tarot readers, a lot of fake people out here. People will read tarot with no awareness and fake it. People will be fake clairvoyant. People will claim like they have sight, vision, can see, act like they're gifted, but they're not. They're just mirroring someone else. Someone else is stealing someone else's clairvoyance. Yeah? Someone could live with a clairvoyant, steal all their clairvoyance. Live with a tarot reader, steal all the tarot messages. Watch tarot readings all day from other readers and then come up with their own shit. There's fucking sickos out there. Yeah? So what have you been protected from? What have you been going through? And what have you been developing? For us talking on this line today, I bring it back to spirituality all the time. We're coming back to spiritual. But some of you guys are not even spiritual like that. 7D Collective, this is about unification. So some of you guys are far removed from the left, far left where I've come from. You're coming from a place of tech and science and physics and maths and coding and biotechnology. I'm getting biohazards in my head, nuclear, loads of different forms of technology, loads of different sciences. So you're more evolved. But the truth of the matter is, your colleague, the person in the lab coat next to you, your mum, your brother, they've got those jinn attached, those dark spirits. We don't even talk about jinn enough on this channel. We're gonna go heavy on jinn 2026, either on here or maybe at her 7D consciousness. We're gonna start talking about the entities that come into your atmosphere, start pulling on you. You need to apply your knowledge. Over the last year specifically, I've been in deep hermit, building the technology, building my future, building the infrastructure that we need to really survive. During that window of time, I've had a few people that have tried to come at me just to test my resolve. Are you still fragile like you were in the past? Are you still grieving? Any chance I could bite on your neck again? Yeah? When these people have pulled up for a taste, I've given them a taste test. They have run back into the shadows. Okay? Because a lot of these vampires do not have their daylight ring. Okay? And what is beautiful is when you leave people and you go off on a hermit journey by yourself, when you do come back and you start engaging with these people again, bear in mind we love them. Bear in mind we came from faith. Bear in mind we tried to be light source. Bear in mind we tried to be positive. Bear in mind I don't want to be here being negative, talking to you like this right now, but this is what I've become. For I don't desire to be eaten anymore. Okay? When they pull up on their return trip, because they're craving blood, apply yourself to the situation. Apply the new you. Apply the evolved you. Because people ain't seeing you. They don't know you've been working on self. They didn't realise you evolved since you last saw them. And that's what's fascinating. Your evolution's fantastic is the point. Because that person's still chatting the same shit they were chatting when you last spoke to them. And they can try and put up a smoke screen, a fog screen, and say this or that. But they're really, really coming at you. The toxic stuff that I have been told that I should just accept and put up with, and who, like, the way I've been expected to do things and give. You used to do this all the time, do that now. This, like, the stuff. And words cast a spell. So go and check out her 7D consciousness. Yeah, because I say a lot of shit. Because I need to speak more positivity in the atmosphere, because words are spells. And I desire to be enlightened and positive. And people keep sending me dark, demonic vibration. People want to tear me down. That can't happen anymore. And I say that as past tense. Because obviously we don't let those people in our circumference anymore. And we need opposition, don't get me wrong. Do not create a reality where nobody ever opposes you, because that is not healthy. You need healthy opposition, yeah? So take it in. But you don't need someone who claims to be a friend or a family member or someone who loves you to death, who shits on your reality frequently, tears you down, and only expects you to give and provide. How have I not spoken to you all this time, but you need me to be your provider? I need you to do this for me. And it's not little things you're asking for. You're asking for massive things from me in the time that we haven't spoken. And the truth of the matter is, in the time we haven't spoken, I know the last things that you've said about me to others. And it's toxic. You've been cussing me off. You've been cussing me off. And now, you need me. The irony of it. The irony. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We're not playing games anymore, guys. And that's just me going back in time. That's not a situation in my reality right now, because I wouldn't be... When these bad things happen, we sit in that vibration. We don't talk about it. What I've gone through this year as well is so much stuff that I never spoke on. The shame in me. The shame in me for being betrayed by the ones that I loved. Imagine how ashamed you become because you love that person and they fucked you over like that. You're so ashamed of how you got betrayed, you can't even speak on the betrayal. That's abuse. That's disgusting. That's psychological warfare. That's spiritual warfare. That is manipulative as fuck, because now you're so ashamed of how you got shamed that you run and hide, when you should be out in that demon, because that motherfucker is sinful as fuck. And I don't even believe in sin in a normal sense, but clearly I'm screaming like I am the pastor today. I must think I'm Pastor Boshoff, CRC Church, from South Africa, Pretoria to be precise. But there are CRC churches all around the world. That's where I got baptised many moons ago, back in 2018. Go and check out CRC Church. It is one of the greatest churches online, and I love them to death. Like, I love Pastor Boshoff to death. I haven't listened to him in a good few months, I'm not going to lie. I don't just focus on Christianity, I embrace all religions. Check out my content on my other channels, you'll see that. But when you need power and you need a kick up the arse, for me, Pastor Boshoff provides that. It's his body language and his voice and speech, and his South African accent. He's the one that made me get baptized, get born again anyway, because I went to one of his events in person in London back in like 2018, I believe. Super powerful, changed me. It was one of the greatest church experience I ever went to in my life. It was like a massive concert, and I never went to like a church concert like that before. It felt like a proper event. It was amazing. And he was just like, come down, be saved. Everybody come down. Let us save you. Come on, I'm calling you. And everyone's walking down crying. And I'm one of those people who are broken internally, just crying from the stadium. They'll come all the way from the top of the stadium like, save me, Boshoff. I need the Lord. Come and get your free Bible. Come on. Come on down. I mean, the man is the genius. He's incredibly gifted, right? And that day changed my life. That experience changed my life. And although in that moment I still knew that Christianity wasn't everything for me, I'd already embraced the Bhagavad Gita, I believe, at that point, I think, or I was on the verge of it anyway. And I knew there was a lot more for me to discover. I knew I was really unaccepted as a medium and a tarot reader in Christianity. I knew I wasn't welcome, but the fact that CRC was set up in the way in which it was, it triggered me and awakened me to go to be accepted here. And the stuff that Boshoff said that day and the way that we was all dressed as kind of like concert goers, right? It was fascinating because he made it clear, I don't care who you are. And all these labels attached to you that tell you that you can't be one of us and you can't be a Christian or that you can't believe in God. Come here, you know. He called us in that day. It was a gripping testimony. Not everyone likes him and what he stands for. Not everyone likes people like him. They always think it's a fad or a control mechanism. There's always on and off and positive and negatives to these experiences, but nothing but love and respect for that man. Because that day he definitely saved me. And he said, go forth and fucking prosper with whatever you're fucking doing. And it was lit. And since that day, that just gave me the strength I needed to keep going my own way. And hence why we had to travel like we did. Haven't even gone through the tarot. Can't believe we've just done that with one card. This is the dragons. The dragons have been screaming at me to come out of the deck. If you love dragons or dinosaurs, write that in the comments, please. I need to know where my people are. If you are part of the 7D collective and you know that you have a very unique, deep relationship with dragons or dragon's eggs or dinosaurs, prehistoric time, yeah, a lot of interesting visions and stuff coming to me about dinosaurs as well and the future. Fascinating. So bear that in mind. I'm going to pull a few tarot. I'm not even going to do a full spread. I'm going to do maybe 1 to 3. 1 to 3. We'll see what comes out. Just one then. Justice. Fucking hell. Duh. Justice. Bottom of the deck. Justice. Wow. Sorry. Justice. Bottom of the deck. Emperor. Underneath the Emperor. The Empress. Look at that. Justice. Emperor. Empress. We're done. It's over. Checkmate. Bingo. Call it. Time. Over. I went off. I ranted. I went into a channel. I spoke about my own life. Your story's in there. Tell me your stories in the comments. Explain exactly what is going on for you. Because you've been silenced. You've been offline. You've been belittled. You've been taken away. You've travelled elsewhere. You had to go off the path. You went to grandma's house to have some nice, sweet treats with grandma. When you got there, you were coerced and manipulated. You ended up screaming up the blood clot place, had to be saved by an axeman close by who had to come in and chop open the wolf's stomach and pull grandma out. The story ends there. But no one really spoke about how Little Red Riding Hood had trauma for the next 4 years. No one spoke about how well Grandma did after that. Is she alright? Did she have to go to hospital? How's Grandma healing after all of that? Because True says she's already old. Grandma was already old and under the weather, so I can't imagine the side effects of her being eaten by the wolf and in the wolf's belly. How is Little Red Riding Hood coping now? Can she walk back through the path since last time? Or is she traumatised? Does she ever go to the forest? She's scared of other wolves, so she's more conscious and aware now. She learnt valuable lessons. Does she even leave the house? I mean, my goodness. Many questions. The story goes on even when the story ends, and that's what people don't know, and that's what people don't see. And that is your superpower, okay? The superpower in you is knowing that the story carries on, even when it appears to be finished. Because there's always a sequel, there's always a healing, there's always the outro. There's always more. Even if it's not written, even if it's not public. So all that time that I was offline, spiritually, I was online financially, technologically, materially. Now, I'm going to take some time to put my spiritual lights back on. And now I come back, I'm stronger than I've ever been. And I know it, and my ancestors know it, and they keep telling me. And they're saying, you're going to need to go live, you need to go on stage now with your mediumship. And I'm like, I don't really want to. That was a dream I had 10 years ago. I don't dream about doing mediumship live anymore like I used to. At smaller venues anyway. I don't desire to do it in that way. And they're like, well, we think you probably should. Or just give it a try. So what have you put down and stopped doing? What are you going to start doing now? Because I've been off for a year and a half, but now I'm coming back and I'm going to start doing mediumship on stage, I think. And I didn't see that coming. That only came to me this week, guided from above, because my nan was like, you're ready, get back out there, start kicking ass. Start warming up, start keeping your channel open. You're going to need to learn to keep this channel open. And then when we go back to the technology space, you're going to need to keep that channel open too. How many mediums do you know that are over here doing this and that? Not a lot, if any. So take your gifts, take your powers, take your polarized superpowers and unify them. Because that's what the 7D is about. Okay? Check out all the other content on the channel. Check out all the other channels. I will be dropping stuff throughout the Christmas season on a loop practically at this point. Stay locked in. Check out the titles. Read the descriptions for more. Love and light.